Hello all. Yesterday, while I was reading Todd's Annals of Rajasthan, I just found an interesting word here. This Johia tribe. And before going into the topic itself, I'll read everything once. To resume our narrative, when the preliminaries were adjusted by Pika swearing to maintain the rights of the community, which thus surrendered their liberties to his keeping, they united the arms and invaded the Johias. The populous community, which extended from the northern regions of the desert even to the Satluj and reckoned 1100 villages in their canton, yet now, after the lapse of little more than 3 centuries, the very name Johia is extinct. The appeared to be Janjuha of Babar and found them congregated with the Jutes about a cluster of hills in the first Doab of Punjab called the Mountains of Jute. Basically, what they are saying here is when he is talking about the mountains of Jud, Koh is the word for mountain, Kohe Jud, or in other words, salt range. Again, it's the same reference you'll see here. On one half of the hill lived the Jud, and on the other half lived the Janjuas. So, why is this slightly interesting and important? Bhimapala Shahi, in other words, starting from Jayapal Deva, every Shahi ruler is considered to be a Janjua Rajput. Okay, how different are these Rajputs from Jats of the same name? Are they allied ones, or that is, did the Jats take the name from Rajputs, or did the Rajputs take the name from Jats, or both of them are from the same stock and then separated based on profession? That it's a completely different argument altogether. So basically, what we are saying here is extending from salt range somewhere near somewhere in the north of Pakistan till somewhere around Bikaner, Nagaur area in India. This whole stretch which we are talking about is inhabited by the same people. So why exactly is this important for us? If you notice, uh, around 1025, is that? Yes. In 1025, Mahmud of Ghazni, he attacked Somnath. And when he was returning from Somnath, he was attacked in the desert and and all his loot was taken away back. And, and in the same year or early next year, he seems to have invaded the Jat. He seemed to have marched against the Jats of Jute Mountains. But then the question will be, when he is attacked in Thar Desert, why did he attack the Jats from the Jute Mountain? There is only one reason here. Salt Lake to Nagaur is populated by the same people. Then the next question will be, what what exactly does this mean? Salt Lake. That is the main fortress of Salt Lake is Nandana. Nandana was the capital city of Kabul Shahis. When Mahmud conquered the kingdom, Nandana was their capital city. Bhimapala, after trying to stop Mahmud at Margala Hills, that is currently in Rawalpindi, is actually called Nidarbi. He fell back on Nandana, while two wings of Mahmud's army marched, one towards Kashmir, exactly to say Poonch, somewhere here, and the second towards Salt Range, and both of them were taken. Bhimabala tried to reach his father, who was somewhere near Poonch, was not able to, and he retreated back into the desert, or retreated back into main India. So this means that the people who were residing in Salt Range area were in reality the supporters, or were allied with the Shahis. See, the Shahis themselves are Janjua Rajputs, and here we are saying that all the people here staying here are Janjua Jats. And then what are we saying here? Uh, in 1025, when did this happen? This happened somewhere around 1015, 1016. 10 years later in 1025, we see that the Jats attack and the Jats attack Mahmud. But then one can conject, and then there is one more important thing. There was a Dawn article a few years before in which he was saying that even after Trilojan Palla died, Bhimapala was active in this area. He attacked Lahore. And when the article said that he attacked Lahore, there is a very high chance that he tried to take Saltring also. And that makes this proposition a bit more interesting because Mahmud, he did not attack the Thar Desert area where he was going towards Multan. He was attacked. Mahmud, he did not try to avenge what happened to him in the desert, but he attacked Salt Range. What does that mean? There was a it hints at a massive concentration of the Shahi troops of the Janjwas in that area. Where did they come from? Possibly that Bhimapala was trying to take was having another go at Nandana. He repeatedly tried to take that. It is a known fact. He tried to take Nandana, and because of the seriousness of the issue, Mahmud himself had to march on Salt Range and Nandana. Uh, some versions say that Bhimapala was last heard in that period. It is possible. It is possible that he either died or disappeared from history after that last attempt from his side. And then what happened to these Janjivas? Basically, what happened was again back to annals of Rajasthan. When the Rathors expanded out of Jodhpur under Rao Bika, he marched. He tried to carve his kingdom somewhere near Bikaner. In Bikaner, two of the Jar tribes, allied with Bika, and all three together they attacked the Jogias. Jogias were defeated and they were forced to accept vassalage. But that vassalage was namesake till somewhere around 1600 during the reign of Akbar. And there was a complete massacre of the there was a complete massacre of the Jogias. So that race effectively ended. So when I say ended, it was fragmented into different pockets. Some near Salton, some lying here and there in an Bikaner, but they lost their cohesive form there. So this is another interesting thing here. See, from for 300 or 400 years, we are seeing someone who is acting as a main barrier for spread of Islam in this direction, and he is wiped out completely by a competing tribe. In fact, this reminds me of what happened in the other extreme part of India. If you Mizoram. In Mizoram, and especially in those areas, what happens is one tribe comes, a few decades later, another tribe comes. The next tribe coming in, it completely subdues, massacres, and subsumes the previous tribes. So this is how this game worked. Mizos came, and after Mizos, and somewhere around 1891, I guess, somewhere around 1880s or 1890s, there were Anglo-Mizo wars. Had the war not happened, Mizos would have been subsumed by someone else. Mizos are not a new race. They came somewhere in 1700s or early 1800s. That's it. So here also we are seeing the same picture. There is someone was residing there, and we actually don't know at the time of Mahmud. We actually don't know whether they were living in Bikaner area. It is possible that because of the pressure which Mahmud and his father put on the Shahis, they slowly retreated back from Peshawar area till Bikaner. Slowly they were moving back. And another argument here is that uh, they also claim to be from Yadu race. Bhattis of Jaisalmer also claim to be from Yadu race. Let's ignore this Jat and Rajput confusion and for a while. So it is, and then these Bhattis also claim Bhattis on one side, and then um, these who are these the ruling line of Kutch. They also claim to be. They also claim to be. All of them. They claim to come from Afghanistan, and that is somewhere around Khyber Pass area, and they retreated back. The only known retreat which we have is that of the Kabul Shahis, who left Kapisa and Kabul and came towards came towards first towards Udavandapura, which is somewhere near Attock. Where is Attock? Okay, fine. Which is somewhere near Attock, and after Attock fell, where is Peshawar? Okay, Attock will be somewhere here. Attock will be somewhere here. And after Attock fell, they shifted their base to Salt Range, Nandana, which is in Salt Range. And after Salt Range fell, after Nandana fell, they moved to Hastinapur, which is somewhere in this area, somewhere near Haridwar and Dehradun. And the airmen, as I noted before, probably as the kings retreated, their followers and soldiers also retreated, and they ended up in this complete belt till around 1600 or something. They survived in that area. After which they faced a competing tribe. So, in fact, there is a theory which I heard. There is a theory which I heard that Bhimapala was the one who actually tried to intercept Mahmud of Ghazni in the desert. So, if this Janjua Johia thing is correct, it adds much weight to that. And because he already reached this area and he tested blood, he would have used that opportunity to march on Salt Range, were forcing Mahmud to come back from Afghanistan to lead a charge. Because, see, think about it. Being a king like Mahmud of Ghazni, being chased all the way from this area, Bikaner to Salt Range and Nandana, which is around 350-400 kilometers. It's not a small thing. And if someone is confident enough to chase, it's not just a raid. And if someone is confident enough to chase him all the way, that means that there is some serious problem which Mohammed is going to face. So, but again, the problem here is we really don't have any information on this topic. It's only a matter of conjectures, conjectures, and conjectures.